very powerful in the defense of that 1-1-1
Oh yeah.
in game number 2. And I think, if I recall, was it Entombed Valley that's going to be
Yes,
game 3?
Entombed Valley's game 3. And that's actually the map where Hart chose to 1-on-1 versus Parting.
Parting, right.
But after this last game where, Hart didn't even play it poorly, but if the Protoss plays solidly, the 1-on-1 will get stopped.
Yeah.
And it was like a test, right? He tested Parting. He's like, okay, this works for him. He just tested MC. MC passed the test. I don't think he's going to try it again.
Yeah, I don't feel like he can try it either. Especially as quickly as it was shut down there. And to be fair, in Parting's defense, one of the few reasons why he wasn't able to defend was definitely just not having the sentries there for any sort of Guardian shield. And now we are going to be moving on to Entombed Valley. It looks like both players are ready, and we're going to go as we get started here. Who do you think's going to take this one, MC or Hart?
I really don't know. If MC plays a very, very safe style like he did on Cloud Kingdom, he's going to lose. Hart showed that he knows how to manipulate double ramps at the third and at the natural to gain good positioning. This map has a very similar effect. You can fake to one ramp. When they move towards that, you can run up the other ramp really quickly and gain a very good concave and positional advantage.
Now, I want to ask you a couple questions about this particular map in terms of Protoss versus Terran, but let me introduce our players. As the Red Terran in the southeast, we've got Complexity Hart, and spawning all the way on the upper northwest side of the map, we've got our blue Protoss SKMC. I like to talk with a lot of people about, when they play on the ladder, what maps do you get rid of? And I hear a lot of players put this map on because, frankly, they don't like to play it versus Terran.
You talk to a lot of Zergs, don't you?
I do talk to a lot of Zergs, being one of them especially. So I want to hear the Protoss perspective, right? So, is there any... Do you have that same level of fear facing off versus a Terran here? And really, it has a lot to do with this, of course, the natural into the third, and the fact that this is just like the perfect setup for a Terran.
Yeah, I don't think Protoss have the same fear of Terrans here as Zergs do. In fact, some Terrans really don't like this map against Protoss. But there is that one aspect of the architecture of the map that's very, very, very hard versus Terran, and it's when they position their army at the low ground between your natural and third, and they have all their bio there, and you can't move on the high ground without either they have medevacs,
getting
right?
Hit.
Yeah, so you're stuck moving one way or the other, and whichever way you move, they'll go the other way, and then you'll be stuck going through that little narrow through that narrow channel. They can even land a factory there, and they go up behind the factory. So you really have to get an army that can fight outside your base. If you get stuck pinned in your base, especially against a player like Hart, we saw his movement, his tactics on Cloud Kingdom. And this map, if he has his way with that position, I think MC's gonna be in trouble.
All right. Okay. Interesting. Definitely interesting perspective. Of course, this is also forced cross. Is it forced cross?
No, it's all spawns.
It is all spawn.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, so all spawn, yeah, the scouting shows that as well. And here we're going to see that 2-rack style opening up again, but this time the reactor on the racks. The last time he did this, which was on the regame, he went with a tech lab first.
This is the more conventional method.
Yeah, right. This is what you actually mentioned during that game, if I'm not mistaken.
The only thing I kind of question this decision on this map, I guess of course he didn't know it was cross map, but cross map is such a long walking distance. We saw that on Metropolis in the close air spawn. There was about maybe 15 seconds before MC had his warp in where he hit. And if he had the extra marine count from a reactor first build, he might have done some good damage. But on this map, I think MC will get the warp in time. Actually, Hart is totally mixing it up here. He's going for a 3 racks.
Yeah.
A very big commitment. I'm not sure this will work, but I think he has to pull SCVs. If he pulls SCVs, starts building some bunkers, forces MC to come to him, and not stall for time for those warp-ins, I think he might be able to take it, but it's going to come down to micro, it's going to come down to MC scouting and adapting, and it's going to be interesting.
Well, the bunker's going to go up just in time as that first Zealot walks in, and he's checking for low ground, doesn't see it. I think a Stalker's coming up from behind as well.
That bunker is huge, actually.
Yeah, that he got it up, or you mean that
the fact that he's building it?
Okay.
Because he doesn't need to. He would have 5 Marines, or he should have 5, and that would hold this off fine. I think maybe he slowed his Marine production down a bit, but the bunker is telling him, I'm going to tech build.
Right.
He denied the probe getting in, then he built the bunker. That's what he did last game for the 1-on-1.
Yeah.
So we might see if MC tries to cut corners and get a fast observer, Observer doesn't help versus Marines.
Well, if you're like a Protoss in this situation, which I'm sure you've been in before, like how do you not misread this then?
You just have to have confidence in your build. We saw it last game MC, even though we saw the bunker, he just did a build that he knows can beat everything. And that's what we're going to see him try again. I expect to see him throw down a Robo pretty soon.
Yeah, I was actually looking over here. There it finally is going down.
And so ideally he would want to build a 4th gateway against this build. But you know what? He can still hold this with 3-gate Robo. And the 3-gate Robo is a safer option because he has, I mean, there's no way you can notice Marauders coming, right?
Right.
In fact, he's actually sneaking around the very edge of the map.
Yeah, he is. We've got the Zealot in the middle and seeing the vision. I mean, this is one thing that in every single series we've seen Hart to do. He will absolutely just do this. And look at this. I'm not sure if this is actually
He should pull the Marauder
misrouting.
back and only show Marines going to the middle. 3 Marines would still chase away to Zealot. MC would be totally in the dark.
Yeah, he's actually going to show... Well, no, he gives up his vision right there. So really all he shows is the
3 Marines and the Marauder.
Yeah. Now we had, I know, 1 sentry, just a single sentry, and there we see a 2nd sentry coming out. Still not enough to cover this, and here he's going to spring forward. He pulls 1, 2 force fields. That's all the force
Only
fields
for
that
one
are
Marine.
there. Yeah.
Unfortunately, this means there's going to be no Guardian Shield in this battle.
Yeah, and I mean, he just did his warp in, so he's got a little bit of time. There we go. It's going to be 2 more Zealots to deal with those Marines. Got some SCVs there as well to kind of tank some of this damage. And here he's going to move forward yet again, and he's going to commit to this one. Zealots already starting to fall, going after those SCVs. They're going to all go down. If he gets even one of these sentries, he's going to actually target the Stalkers as well. Is there a force field? There is not a force field. Axlav, he picks off another sentry.
Immortal's on the run. He's scared. Oh, here's
man.
the probes.
Probes have to come out to try to defend this. Probes going to come in to position, but good micros. He takes out that Stalker. It is over. We see the 2 Zealots go down, and we'll see most of these probes. Well, actually,
Probes are pretty tough, actually,
yeah,
man.
He's done quite a bit here, and he's not going to have enough to take out that Immortal.
No, Immortal can take it all on his own now. But the question is can these Marines get some more probes? Get the Stalker, maybe run for the mineral line. At least take the shields off the Immortal so his next push.
I don't know about that decision to then try to target down that Immortal. When
I feel he could have gone for about 2 probes instead.
Yep, he's going to go in instead.
Oh, the Immortal's almost going down. Barely steps back right in time.
But with the force field going down, that of course gives him free reign over the Nexus here. He can't really push forward.
MC's problem is he can't warp in 3 units at a time. He doesn't have the money. He warped in 1 Zealot right there instead of 3. And, you know, I think he's down to, let's see how many probes he has real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
He's down to just about 14 workers. He can run 2 gates off that not 3, and 2 gates is not going to stop 3 barracks.
Yep, and this Nexus is most certainly going to go down. While he may have another force field to try to fend this off. I mean...
He can probably hold the high ground. The problem is that Hart's 20 foot up. He's already transitioning. And I don't think holding the high ground is going to be enough here.
Yeah. And...
Yeah, well, Hart's going to back off. He's smart. He knows he's ahead.
Yep.
The only way Hart could lose this would be to push all his units up, lose them all, and then maybe he doesn't have the advantage anymore, right? His 20-foot advantage could go to nothing if he throws his army away. The smart move here for him is just to keep MC on 1 base, go for medevacs, and once he gets... There's no way MC will have any tech up.
Right.
So stim bio, go for stim, go for medevacs. He hasn't quite started stim yet.
No.
I think it's because he wanted to get those medevacs out first.
Yeah.
Gas wasn't quite up.
Yep, drop the factory, then immediately to the starport, and you know, still a sizable threat here at the front.
There's a stim being started.
No.
So we probably got another attack about 2 to 3 minutes away once he gets all that attack. And the question is, what is MC going to try to do to get back in this game?
That was going to be my next question to you, right? Because you're forced to be on 1 base at this point. You've got this impending doom at the bottom of your ramp. Like, what do you do?
I mean, the classic answer is Dark Templar. Unfortunately, he's been forced to warp in 3 more sentries after that first one.
Yeah.
And that's where all his gas has been going. And if you're spending gas on that, you're not spending going for Dark Templar. Right now he's getting an Observer. I think he wants to check to see how far behind am I? Because he doesn't know. He doesn't know how many SCVs Hart has. He doesn't know if Hart has expansion. He doesn't know what tech Hart's going for. So I think he's playing the cautious approach he did game 1, going for the Observer, going for the Scout.
Oh, he did go ahead and just take it out. And
Hart made an intelligent choice to withdraw there. With 4 sentries, that many Zealots, with no stim, Bio does not do well against a high sentry Zealot army until it has stim and medevacs.
So there the Nexus is going to go back down. We have the Marine over here to watch for this third as he continues to pool his units here at the front. And there we have the factory lifting off. The first medevacs are going to be coming out here very, very soon. And it's going to coordinate just perfectly with the completion of STEM as well.
Yeah.
And I really fear for the worst here. Now, you mentioned DTs. We do have a Twilight Council going down right now here in the upper portion of MC's base. But it just might be too late at this point even to go
Very nice
that
sentry
round.
spread there, though, by MC. If there's any way he can hold this off, it's going to be with stellar force fields.
Yeah, I mean, the most stellar force fields, I think.
If Hart tries to push
oh.
before medevacs, force fields can hold it off.
Now this I feel like is going to be very, very nasty.
Oh, yeah.
Again, you had mentioned just the fact that he wasn't really in a position to just warp in a ton of units. He's going to drop in the back. He's not even going to take it that further in. And oh wow, GG.
MC knows it.
Yeah, I mean he does know it. There was just absolutely. In fact, if I just return back, with
MC
the
had an
army that he
observer.
had here, yeah, there was no way. I mean, this army was just gonna. It was just going to pop
Yep.
up there, and the moment that they reacted to that drop, it would have been over. Nexus would have been lost again, and that would have been it. So
It would take almost half the army to stop that drop. And there's no way that the rest of the half would be able to hold that front.
Yeah.
It was not at all an early GG. MC knew he was outmaneuvered. He was outnumbered, outgunned.
yep, and that means that the game is going to go into Hart's favor 2-1, and MC does fall. But Hart now again just looking pretty good. He's taking out Parting. He's taking out MC. He is apparently the Protoss killer here at the Spring Arena.
And so he's got proven TVP. He did lose to Violet, though. And
Yeah.
he's got Dong Regu ahead of him.
Yeah.
So his TVZ is going to have some more testing. His TVP, of course, he hasn't even played Marine King yet, or Ganji.
Yeah. So I mean, still
I'm excited for
definitely.
those matches, though.
I am too. I really want to see how his TVT is going to perform, especially versus some of the great Terrans that we've got here already. But I'm telling you guys, Hart's the guy that you need to continue to keep your eyes on, especially if you're a fan out there of Terran players. He's definitely got some unique styles, and frankly, he's already shown here at the Spring the Spring Arena that he's got diversity too. So
he's thrown in 2 Raxes, 3 Raxes, 101s, Reaper Expos, Gases Expos. He's thrown everything.
Yep. So, well, thanks for joining us here on Gameplay One Stream. We're going to be having another set of casters coming here soon for another game. We appreciate you joining us here for the
Nothing but
MLG
games here.
Spring Arena. What's that?
Nothing but games.
Yeah,
coming from
nothing
here.
but games. That's right. You're going to see every single one the entire weekend. Hopefully, you've got your player set up so you actually can consume. If you've grown like 2 extra eyeballs, you'll be in even better shape. But lots still left here for today, tomorrow, and of course Championship Sunday. Thanks for joining us. And any final comments, Axlab?
I'm just excited for the games, and I'm excited for the setup. With all the player cams, you get to see a player's perspective. It just adds so much more to the watching experience.
Definitely. So thanks for joining us. We'll be back with more in a little bit.